Hello, and welcome to the little preview for Flemington. Unfortunately, obviously, with the workload of the week, Anthony and Darren have been unable to do a preview because I think Darren is still doing the form and will be until very late Friday night. So you'll have his, hopefully have an interim set late Friday, but worst case scenario, have his set as normal on Saturday morning. And the boys will be doing a terrific job with the preview. And we'll just have a look at a couple of the feature races to give you a bit of a taste of what we think anyway about the Emirates, the Darley Classic, and a couple of other little things on the card.
Exciting.
Lovely. First and foremost, I suppose the weather and track has been too much of a talking point in Melbourne this week. Bit of doom and gloom about. I think a lot of people think the track's going to be a very, very heavy track after tornadoes appeared.
I couldn't believe that.
Last time I checked, tornadoes didn't do a great deal of damage to the ground.
No, anyway, so there was a good probably 20 mils yesterday, I think, Mark. But as you even saw as the day, that was
when they get the hose out, don't they put 20 mils on?
On Flemington, yeah, I think they just put 200 on for fun normally. But
yeah.
As you saw yesterday, if you're watching the races, it was really affected for the first race they had after it while the surface water was. But by the end of the day, as far as a track rating was going, it was drying right out.
I thought it looked like it looks to have chopped up around the back and a little bit on the inside now from all the racing.
Yeah,
but other than that, the straight looks almost fine.
Yeah, so the big problem is the guessing is going to be how it plays, and without trying to head fuck ourselves, the one point I'll make is if it is a little bit wet, and sometimes at Flemington we've seen it once or twice throughout the year, it can be a dead set race to the outside fence, which should be. It's sort of all right in the middle of winter when they do that, but when you've got Group 1 racing with 20 horses in every race...
They'll just be racing on the crown, won't they? They'll just go...
who knows?
How far's the rail out tomorrow?
6. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I think the interesting one was because if you watch the last race, who had the last winner there?
James McDonald. Jimmy tried it.
Jimmy tried it, it was just gone, but James McDonald just made he just went, I'm going for this outside fence. I don't care if I lose 20 lengths getting there, I'm doing it, and it paid off.
We've seen that before at Flemington, so that could happen. Anyway, regardless of that, I think the track, from speaking with Darren and all that, and looking at the weather mark, probably about a 5 or thereabouts is probably about right for people who are thinking it might be a lot heavier than that. That isn't going to be the case. Unless of course, we get a surprise,
I think it's
surprise rain.
No, Melbourne.
All right, okay, so... got to talk about the tournament first and foremost. We're trying to run a $25,000 tournament every week now, or every Saturday for at least for the next few weeks anyway. So $110 buy-in, and the kicker is if you deposit $250 into a top better account, you will get free entry into the tournament. You have to add a promo code, which I believe is Stakes 250. So Stakes for Stakes Day 250. Yeah. If you've put your money in and forgot to enter the code, just ring the boys in the office and I'm sure they'll be able to sort you out. But deposit $250 into an account, and your $110 ticket will be given to you for free in a tournament of $25,000. Now a little bit different to what was the 100k Derby Day, which only paid down for the first 4 spots, I think, wasn't it? Or third 3 spots. This pays down to about 10th or 11th or thereabouts. So you'll get about 6,000 or 7,000 for first, tapering down to around about 500 for running 10th or 11th. So definitely a worthwhile exercise.
It's exciting.
No,
it's a good way to spend.
It's a great way to spend. As you mentioned in the Sydney preview, Aaron, it's a bit hard. It's pretty hard to turn $100 into 6,000 when you're on the punt.
Yeah, it's not exactly easy.
No, and with a chance to get 100 into 500. So just click on the tournaments. Any questions, ring the boys in the office and they'd be more than happy to answer them. And there'll be an article on the site explaining it a little bit more. But anyway, I suppose the race of the day is the Emirates Stakes. We'll do it out of order, so we'll have a chat about that. It is Lucky Hustler $8, Turn Me Loose $6, $4.80 Bow Creek, $5.50 Magic Artist, $9 Disposition. Aaron, these horses have been doing amazing things all preparation, and they come to the culmination here after doing amazing things all preparation.
This is a race that I'm actually most excited to watch, more than the Cox Plate everything.
Yeah.
I thought this is one intriguing race. There's horses that still look to be on the upward spiral.
Well, that's the problem, is it? Are they only because they have done so much brutality and so much high rating races and doing it the absolute hard way? How much is left?
That's a good question. I guess I'll be very interested to hear the mounting reports on Saturday on how a few of them do look. Because I always find this day is the day where some of those horses taper off.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always a very intriguing.
Well, I mean, you look at like
Betfair as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a very good point to see how they have come through it. Like Lucky Hustler, that run at Moonee Valley, that race at Moonee Valley, that was just an enormous race with Turn Me Loose, Bjorn's dad's horse, who's come from nowhere, Father Bjorn, which it came from, ran on the
we
last.
We brought it out here in autumn, and there was huge raps from the stable thinking it was the best horse they'd brought out here since a done deal. He trialled it, trialled like a dromedary. Murray just said, I've got so much respect for the horse, it's on the plane by tomorrow. So
yeah.
That's one thing with Murray. They're not here unless he thinks it going. So, and it's come back and it's delivered on what it's promised. So.
Yeah, well, cost our man Johnny Walter 1.4 million for not getting over worthy cause, and then went to the Seymour Cup and just smashed it there. Just so you know, Mark, I think it's gone about +7 at Flemington. Went to Seymour, and after going 10 lengths in front, went 11 lengths or thereabouts above average.
Yeah. And
then I went to Moonee Valley. It's gone about a +13 or something like that.
Yeah.
After doing it the hard way as well too.
Yeah.
So it's just what it's doing. It's flat line run, flat line run, flat line run, but just keeps running through the brick walls.
Is this the key race? The Turn Me Loose, Bow Creek, Lucky Hustler?
Well, it's the huge number race, but it's the how are we going to get through it race.
Well, and the other big thing is, so it's been put out to $7 and looks like it's on the way out, where Bow Creek is the horse that looks to be on the way in and money. Because it was the flashing light run. I think everyone's looking at Turn Me Loose going at one with the bias. Yes, it led. It was at the Valley. Yes, it had the bias. I think this horse is just a genuine machine.
Yeah, it's still.
I think it will come back and probably be next year's Cox Plate. Like, I think this horse is a genuine machine.
Bias and all that sort of stuff. You got to factor that in. I think on the race and look and say, well, Lucky Hustler was the one against it, and it's probably run as I'm putting down all three of those runs as being pretty equal.
Yeah.
But it's still whether you got bias or not, you've still got to be able to run the time and the numbers, and it's run the time and the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay.
Coming out of that race, I'd lean towards it. I'd be going against Lucky Hustler. I think these two horses might have the wood on him.
On Bow Creek?
No, I think Bow Creek and Turn Me Loose have a little bit of wood
on Lucky Hustler. Now the only problem I've got with Bow Creek, and we're saying about a brutal race, is this is a brutal race first up. This horse has run 10 lengths above average early. Looked great and all that, and came from behind and all that, but he's still smashed it out early. You're much more susceptible to be flat off doing something like that first up, but I've got a precursor to that. He's gone 12 lengths above average overall. I can never remember, except for maybe Black Caviar, riding a number even close to that beside a horse that's named first up with Vince's, the stuff that I've been doing with Vince.
Okay, so is that a differently prepared to contributor last year who resumed in the 2000 and came back to this Emirates?
Yes, definitely different. Now, I think the mail is from the camp is that they've always had an opinion on it, but we're struggling to get it ready, but they've got it. So
this is their Emirates horse?
Well,
yes, this is the Emirates horse, man. Well spotted, man.
The worry I have with that is if they've had an opinion of it, they let it go first up, and so that's sort of almost saying it's done what it has done soft.
Yep.
Which is even more of a worry.
That's worse.
That its anus has been ripped out of it. So this is a race of conundrums. There's a race of huge numbers, but
I don't. For me, at the moment, the way the market is, I don't really want to play. If anything, I could have a small bet on Turn Me Loose because I think it will blow, and I think Bow Creek will start probably under it. What the true odds are, in my opinion. But I thought Magic Artist.
Well, we'll talk about that. Before I do that, just one more point on Bow Creek. His number there, he's something that he had done overseas too, so it's not as if he's come out and done it. But Magic Artist.
You're saying John O'Shea hasn't improved things, is what you're trying to say.
These horses can do this. I think as we're seeing, I threw it out. Did I throw this out there a while ago?
Yeah, you did.
The further away from Aidan O'Brien and they we get, the less they're going to go.
Yeah.
That's in Bow Creek's favour at this point.
Bow Creek's fine at the moment. Yeah.
Magic Artist.
Magic Artist. Well,
it should have won the other day.
The good thing about it is it isn't coming out of the gut buster. It's had a barrier trial.
Well, yeah, virtually, because it didn't even get the full extent.
No.
It was coming to the line like this.
It was So it has got plus 12s overseas as well too.
Yeah.
So
Highly talented. Bishin goes aboard, drawn well. Looks to get, I thought, a lovely run.
again though, is that held up run being over discounted by the market?
Yes, that can happen. So
Well, we saw that. We did see that with the Melbourne Cup favourite. Well, did it even start favourite? Melbourne favourite.
yeah, it started favourite. But the trip to Paris was heavily backloaded.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really started unders. It was very.
Yeah, but I mean, like that unlucky run does get factored in a little bit too much, and $5.50 in a field of runners that we know are superstar data performers.
Yeah.
That seems short odds. Not that it isn't, but there seems to be a lot of factoring.
Yes, the question is that actually a good preparation for this race?
That's true. That's why it's a race. I'm super keen to watch, but I'm not overly keen to play in. And then you've got R-Rod. What were your thoughts on R-Rod?
Oh, we never rated it highly, to be truthful. And it's come out of a tough race as well too.
So what about its run to? So I just know, like I've seen that solo race overseas. You know, race solo.
They just didn't. The numbers just didn't stack up. I mean, they don't stack up as much as the other ones.
Whereabouts is he in the betting tomorrow?
He's $10 or $12.
Yeah,
I'd say that'd be about right.
Fair enough.
We'd probably have him a touch longer than that.
All right. So who are you leaning to, Dallas?
What about disposition?
My question with disposition is that he beat San Diego last start.
Yeah, but coming back to 1400 metres, and it's not his. He needed 1600 metres, and coming off the flat runs. Yeah. And he's gone through the brutal races as well too, but back up to 1600 metres is a good thing for him. So he might have had that edge taken off him. And
delicious race.
Yeah, it's a great race.
You've even got Politeness, who I don't think comes to these, but she's in career best form and just keeps winning. Don't mention it.
I got through. How about this, right? Because she has. You know how you have the horses that just stuff you every time. I got through to 90 seconds before the race without mentioning. And Vince and I every time least advantage, can't even off slow pace, all this sort of stuff. Yeah. And then someone asked in the chat room, "What do you think about Politeness?" And I wasn't going to answer. Off I go.
Oh right. So the wasn't going to answer was the right way to go. Is that right?
Yeah, there we go again. Anyway, so Politeness, I refuse to speak.
Okay.
All right, anyone else?
Nah, I think that Rock Sturdy.
He's probably ready to win now, isn't he?
He's ready to win, and he's found the world's hardest
He was going to run at Hawkesbury yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
As opposed to all those people thinking it was his fault that Rocksturdy said to Joe, "Fuck you, I'm going to play to Melbourne."
Let's not blame. Well, let's not blame. No, it's not. I was more. It's not.
I've got a couple of good bags of rack down there that I've got to pick up on Saturday night.
I was more
so has
talking
anyone
about
else
Joe.
come out of his Vashka lead up in this race? You know, the Vashka Caulfield race. Is anyone else from that race in the Emirates?
From Vashka? Aaron, you've got that in front of you?
No, Moriarty, but no.
No, not really.
Okay. So there's no line there because he does come out of a pretty good, useful springboard into this race.
Oh, Rocksturdy. Oh, Rocksturdy's going great. But
John enormous.
But he just didn't need to go with this. Yeah, that's the other thing. He's up and back and up and back.
Well, he was meant to race at Hawkesbury. He was in his right race, and
he
got washed out apparently.
I don't think washed out's the right term. They just got scared off. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. Sorry, that's for the Monday show.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's the Emirates. The Darley, Chautauqua, probably right.
I'm leaning towards Turn Me Loose if anyone's interested.
Turn Me Loose, yeah. I think Aaron nailed it. Mounting Yard Mail is very important there. The Darley Classic at Chautauqua $1.60. Terra Vista $8 and Shokandi $10 are the main ones in the market. $1.50, $1.60 Chautauqua, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm saying unders at that price. I think you'll get better.
Okay.
I think he's going the best. He's proven to be the best at the moment. I think that if you look at Terra Vista though, last time they met down the straight, Terra Vista beat him. Terra Vista won. I thought he was fat first up. He was nowhere near right. He went into that race at the Valley. That was never going to be his race. He was there for a bring on run. If he could win, he would win. But then he's got held up on the fence. I saw a little video clip of him, and he actually looks amazing now. He looks cherry ripe. Joe always said this was his target race, and unlike the Newmarket, he's actually attacked it in the right way. He's gone to you third up,
Yeah.
Looks to have everything. I can't see why he's an $8 chance.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just can't see how he's an $8 chance.
A horse that you've been a big fan. We'll talk more about Shataka in a sec. But a horse you've been a big fan of, Shakandi. I thought she was just enormous first up, racing on pace, really fighting it out to the last little bit, tiring a bit. Could have been a bit too hard of a run first up, but Kieran Maher is as good a trainer as anyone.
But she was very flat second up in Queensland, wasn't she?
Well, yeah, fair point.
Was she coming off a longer break that time? Yeah, no, I think she was. She's coming off quite a long break.
Yeah. But I think, she seemed to me over the odds too in the. Shataka's got to be on top, obviously, but
he's got to be on top, but he can't be.
What goes wrong for Shataka here?
I think Shataka's got to get into the black for mine.
No, but I mean, just talking about the race, what are his issues?
Well, vagaries of the Flemington Straight, whatever the hell that's going to play. The vagaries of the Flemington Straight, head fucking every jockey in the race, and then what that leads to. Dwayne Dunn not needing too many of those things to happen to him, to have vagaries of the Straight of the Flemington, head fucked by all the other jockeys being head fucked by the Flemington Straight, stuffing it up. So that's
it's one of those situations where on paper just doesn't necessarily go off paper.
You
know, because it's a horse that can't make its own luck. So it's going to be.
There's always that
going to be blown about by the vicissitudes of the race.
In some way, he can make his own luck because he does have such a brilliant turn of foot though. Like he has been in positions he's been able to extricate himself in, and his number.
If you have a smart jockey on, all you need to do is relax.
Yeah.
Don't panic. Get him out to the right throw. Look, he's going to go back. You're always going to have room.
Yeah,
just find your way wherever it is.
Just make sure you don't.
Fucking point and shoot and let him go. And the best, you look at Hugh Bowman, Blake Shin, Damien Oliver, all those jockeys' number one quality, in my opinion, is they stay relaxed.
Yeah.
Tommy Berry did it the other night on him.
Yeah.
John Hawke said to him, whatever you do,
don't panic.
Don't panic.
Yeah.
You have the horse under you. Just let him find his feet and he'll do the rest for you.
Yeah. Well, I should say, it is coming off very close to career best numbers at Moonee Valley.
Yeah.
And its best has clearly been down the straight. So I think you can say it's hitting its course and distance in clearly career best form, and obviously the one to beat. But anyway.
And this Brett Bean, he's obviously the horse with the runs on the board, and he's obviously favourite. But I still think Terra Vista. I think everyone goes Shataka is a straight horse. He's a straight horse. I think this horse loves the straight just as much as him.
No, okay.
And I've got a lot of respect for Sakrandi.
And the Mosty loves the straight. She's done very well down it.
Favourite in the VRC Oaks last year.
Yeah, that's a very.
What the?
Yeah, just goes to show what you can do in the Oaks. She's got great straight numbers, but she's
definitely a sprinter.
She's definitely there. She has to find a bit, but can she find it?
Definitely.
When I say find a bit, she's not that far off.
From what we saw yesterday, she looks to be the one that's actually drawn to get the best run.
Yep, very much so. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's got to be one big plus in her favour. And Delectation loves the straight, but I don't think he's up to these. I think it's the three we mentioned, and she's probably the wild card there, and Boban needs further.
I would say that I am Shataka, Shakandi, Lamosti, Terra Vista.
I'd be laying Shataka at its current price, and I think you'll be getting close to the place.
I reckon one of the best players in the race, Shakandi, the place.
Okay.
Bit over evens, I think, at the moment. Yeah. There you go. Okay, we're speaking about that. The matriarch. Now, Mark, you're going to want to have to say this. Casino Dancer. It's big odds, I suppose, here, but I think we're all going to be speaking highly of it. Is a very good chance of winning a Group 2 race at Flemington on Cup Week. Who would have thought?
The only trouble is fast run mile up to
2,000, yeah, that's exactly right. But it has had the run in between.
No, but I mean, there's 2 fast run miles.
2 fast run miles, you're right, exactly. And the other thing with her, as I think we spoke about on that day, is she wants A, fast pace, B, mile, C, dry track. So
yeah, I don't think she'll run a hard run 2,000. I think that's the end of her bet.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, but it's interesting that she's there. She's come out of that big race that she won.
And another big race.
She's done well.
The Winetails lead up there.
Yeah, exactly. So she's tracking well, but there we go. Any thoughts on this, Aaron? Lucia Valentina gets a little bit of sting out, but not probably to the extent the market's factoring in.
Yeah, what about Ballot Suit?
Ballot Suit, she looks ready and ripe and all that, doesn't she? She looks that looks
that
like
race at the Valley. I just love just her last 150 metres. Just the way she really runs through the line. I think she's been one that's taken forever to get fit this time in, and I think this is her race.
Is there anything backing up from the Zazali race?
Zazali.
But we'll want the track.
So what's wrong with Zazali?
Nothing's wrong with Zazali.
I'm just going from page to page at the moment.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, we're getting to Zazali. How did Zazali almost get the 2-1?
Yeah. The other day, who would know? Because that's that race. Because people, the race had been being looked at as this race isn't strong enough because the form hasn't come there, but it needed 3 weeks to develop. It was Osu Buku.
Yeah. Great call, Dal.
We've just got a new team. I'm just looking through something here just to check. Yeah, it's right. Huey has rode well below Huey standards, and I think it might be a pearl that you want to, when Huey's trying to ride light, you want to stay away from Huey a bit because he hasn't been right.
What's he on?
Ballot Suit, and he's not riding light, so he'd be probably feeling quite good.
Dinner, lunch.
Yeah, he can eat. So yeah, Ballot Suit does have the sense of timing about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the number one thing. I think Chris Waller had, other than obviously from the Cox Plate day, then he had a kind of quiet day up until yesterday.
You think that, and I was thinking that, but that horse that was called Japanisme did win the Coolmore.
Yeah, he did have that. That one. But the rest of them were only...
I was thinking the same thing.
He did have Japanese. Remarkable.
But you do that with Chris, you go away and think, Waller's had a quiet day.
And then thinking about it, he did have 4 Carat that was absolutely trucking in the box seat, and someone got a little bit nervous, that situation. But
someone who's never been riding in better career form.
Yeah, go Shannons.
All right, so what are we saying? We're saying Zazali, Ballot Suit are the main two.
Ballot Suit for me.
Yep.
From the form that I've done so far.
All right, lovely. Well, that'll be our look at Melbourne. Stacks of products still available. Darren's ready for a huge day to finish up on.
Oh, he had a big day yesterday.
Yeah, he came home well. Yeah, came home well. It was a scratch. It has been a bit of scratching and fighting, but if you've been following him, you're in front, and we're going to be again.
No, it's just been a battle. It's really been a battle of a carnival because everyone went down there. We're going to Flemington. We're going to those beautiful run-on tracks, which I just get a massive horn for, I didn't get it. I just got absolutely fisted.
No, exactly. Well, let's hope. Let's just see what happens tomorrow.
Wow. So you just wait to the first 2 races, like yesterday, where I got very excited and was able to bet.
Well, if it is a disaster, I hope it's a real bad disaster, like races. Like, if it's going to be bad, let's make it real bad. Like, just straight to the outside fence, knocking each other over.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Lovely. Good luck, and remember the tournament as well too. Thank you, boys.
Thank you.